voice spit ill as swine flu. Now I'm just killing the rhythm, dope as penicillin. When I enter the building, there's a special feeling from the floor to the ceiling, so hot that your skin starts peeling. I feel like I'm sleeping. People say wake up and stop dreaming, and I ain't ever wanna open my eyes unless I'm standing right next to the prize.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Robert here. I'm at MGM waiting to get into a game here. If you remember in the last vlog, I was coming off of 3 losses in a row, 2 pretty significant, 1 not so bad. But good news, I played yesterday. I didn't vlog it, but I played yesterday, and I booked a win, $225 at Hollywood Casino. So not a big win, but felt good. I was worried that I might be at the beginning of a downswing, so that helped to relieve those thoughts a little bit. But I'm 14th on the wait list here, so shouldn't be long to get in a game. But in the meantime, let's check out the conservatory and then play some poker. See you guys in a bit. Quick break here to get a bite to eat. My friend from the Just Hands Poker podcast, Zach, he mentioned that the tacos here at the MGM were really good, so giving them a try. Look okay, we'll see. I figured while I was eating these tacos though, we could talk a bit about some of the interesting hands I've played. So let's throw it back to the home office and analyze some hands. See you over there. Alright, so let's talk over this hand here. 400 effective in the pot. I've got ace-jack offsuit in the small blind, and there's a $6 straddle. There's 2 middle position limpers, and me and the big blind both complete, and the straddle checks his option. So 5 of us go to the flop. I could have raised here, but I didn't want to blow the pot with a marginal hand that I was going to have to play out of position. So I just limped in. $30 in the pot. The flop comes ace-5 deuce rainbow. Good flop for me. The big blind and the straddler both have lots of draws in their range, and then a lot of kind of ace rag hands. So lots of hands will call if I bet. So I do. I bet $20 into 30, and only the big blind calls. So the turd is a 5, pairing the board. Turd is a 5, pairing the board. Villain might have something like 5-3 or 5-4, you know, a pair with a straight draw, but it's a real small part of his range, so I think it's a pretty good idea to go ahead and value bet here. So I bet 40 into 70, and he calls. I feel like the villain would probably have raised here if he had a 5, so I think it's most likely he's got some kind of hand with showdown value that he's trying to just see the river cheaply with. The river comes a king. Kind of a brick of a card here. I don't see him having a lot of hands with kings in him, so I feel like a final value bet is reasonable here. But in game, something just felt off to me, so I decided to check. I don't know why, but I just suddenly felt like I was behind for some reason. And the villain bets. He bets really small. He bets $35 into a $150 pot. I was pretty sure I was beat at this point. You often see players make these kind of small bets when they're trying to squeeze out a little extra value out of a big hand without blowing you off the second best hand, and this felt like that. But it was $35 to win 185, so I'm getting what is that, 5 to 1? So folding seems wrong too. So I called. Villain turned over ace king, and I of course mucked. I figured he'd have raised pre-flopped with ace king here, so I didn't put it in his range, so that was a mistake of mine. I don't know, maybe I should have gotten away from this hand. He's not betting anything I can beat there. He's never betting ace rag there. He's always going to check that back. So that just leaves him aces that can beat me, some kind of hand with a 5 in it, or maybe a misdraw. I can't imagine that he's bluffing his misdraw there, because I mean, he's got to know that I'm there's a lot of aces in my range there. Plus I could have a 5, and he's got to know that I'm going to call him down with such a small bet, so it seems ridiculous to bluff there. So maybe I should have folded. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let's get back to the MGM. Yep, tacos were delicious. Nice recommendation, Zach.
Yes, John Katie for 259.
So you may have noticed I've started growing a beard. I've actually had one before, a pretty big one. In fact, here's a pic of me going full hillbilly on it. I don't know, I'm not sure about it yet. My wife really likes it. They kind of itch and bug me a little bit, but I'm gonna give it a try. I'm not sure how far I'll let it go. I don't think I'm gonna go total Chase Bianchi on it, but I don't know, we'll see. Man, you know you're in a good game when a guy from early position limps in with Queen 8 offsuit, and then the guy after him shoves all in for 100 more, and the guy with Queen 8 just snap calls. They say poker's dead. There's a Panic at the Disco concert tonight here at the MGM, so the place is just teeming with depressed 14-year-olds. The whole place is on suicide watch. I've mentioned in previous vlogs that I've been experimenting with making smaller opening bets and raises pre-flop, and it's actually working out pretty well. The only weird thing about it has been when the whole table is raising pretty large, like they're making it 15 or 17, and then I'm bringing it in for 9 or 10, it feels a little awkward. But the interesting thing is I found it hasn't really made much of a difference from when I was making it much bigger. I still seem to be isolating just about the same as I was before with these smaller bets, so that's good. It's been a real small sample size, so I can't put too much stock in this, but I really like the idea because having the smaller bet sizes will lower my variance a little bit, so I'm gonna keep experimenting with it. That's it for poker today. Another winning session, so back-to-back wins. Feeling good about that. Plus 130, not a huge win, but better than those 3 losses that I've had recently. So feeling good. Also want to give a shout out to Mike from New Jersey who recognized me from the vlog. He was playing at my table today. Good luck tonight, Mike. Hope you crush him. But that's it. If you guys like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.